Some of the London miners arrested at Marikana in the northwest last month have been brought to the Ga Magistrates Court north of Pretoria. And Hugh Glenister disappointed at the decision of the National Council of Provinces to pass the latest version of the bill that created the Hawks. I'm Richard Brooks. Some of the London miners arrested at Marikana in the northwest last month have been brought to the Ga Magistrates Court north of Pretoria for proceedings linked to the provisional withdrawal of their murder charges. They were expected to appear before the magistrate before lunch and will then be released. About 270 striking London miners were arrested after 34 of their colleagues were shot dead during confrontations with the police last month. Sipiwe Mkhize filed this report.
Packed in a police truck, the miners were escorted by police vehicles in Enyala. They were charged last week with murder under the doctrine of common purpose, but the decision was withdrawn. This means the miners are only charged with attempted murder, public violence, illegal gathering, possession of dangerous weapons, and possession of firearms and ammunition. Unlike their previous appearances, today there are no protesters at the court yet or a strong police presence, but it is expected that most supporters arrive around lunchtime. Only 140 of the miners will be released today as their physical addresses have been verified. The rest will be set free latest by next week.
Businessman and activist Hugh Glenister says he's disappointed at the decision of the National Council of Provinces to pass the latest version of the bill that created the Hawks. Glenister is concerned that the bill keeps the anti-corruption body within the National Police Service, making the head of the Hawks answerable to the Minister of Police. Glenister has been embroiled in legal action with government since 2008, when he challenged the disbandment of the Scorpions. In 2011, he was successful in a constitutional court challenge which invalidated the legislation that established the Hawks. Glenister explains.
Well, we were obviously hoping that the NCOP would consider the public submissions and make recommendations to change the bill to allow society to create an independent corruption fighting unit. Well, the biggest problem with the proposed bill is that the Hawks, head of the Hawks, is supposed to be independent of the police commissioner. However, that falls foul of Section 207 of the Constitution, as the police commissioner is the accounting officer of the police force.
Activity in the manufacturing sector has continued to remain weak in August. The Kagiso Purchasing Managers Index, or PMI, fell to a level of 50.2 in August from 51.0 in July. Abdul Davids, head of research at Kagiso Asset Management, says he expects the manufacturing sector to once again place a drag on overall GDP growth during the third quarter. He says a weaker PMI reading reflects a declining demand for locally manufactured goods.
So the environment is not great in terms of final demand. We know that Europe is still, most of the European PMIs are in the recession at the moment. So clearly what it means is that the customers of goods manufactured in South Africa, they're all under pressure as well. So in this environment, it's very difficult for the manufacturing sector. And as a result, we see our PMI hovering around 50 and probably will decline below 50 in the next month as well.